What is up, my party pizzas? Cory, Vincent here. Video game bang. David Webb. David Webb.
Okay, are we doing this? Is this happening?
I was like,
Dude, he got bodied by Cory in Street Fighter.
Are we
David
doing this?
Webb.
Is this happening?
I don't.
David Webb. What's going on, man?
Is that a Soulja Boy reference?
It is a Soulja Boy reference.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I executed it perfectly.
But you gotta like walk away from the mic so you don't blow out their eardrums like Soulja Boy did. Please.
What is your definition of perfect?
Speaking of,
You keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
speaking of perfect, David Webb, great job hosting the show on the weekend.
Thank you.
We had good reviews on that one, so if you're listening to this and you want to go back in the archives, we have the podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, everywhere you can find podcasts. You can find us, Audio Boom, and we did a little Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna like skim right over great job on the job?
Great job on the job,
We're just
bro.
gonna ignore that he said that. Okay, I just want to make sure that
Emmaskies.
I'm not comfortable with that.
You're a big you're a big Jeopardy buff.
I am.
Do we want to
And,
start this over? You good?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we need to reel it back a little bit.
What
You're about
happened?
like a 15 right now. I'm gonna need to take it down to like a 4.
I'm sorry. I'm just so hyped.
What was that
So
Jeopardy skit with Kavanaugh where he's like, I'm gonna start at 11. It's gonna go to a 14 real quick.
Exactly.
The only Jeopardy skit that matters is with what's his name? Black Panther.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a
Chadwick
good one.
Boseman.
I don't know that one. What was it?
Chadwick Boseman.
Did you not see Black Jeopardy?
Oh,
Yeah.
the new
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Jeopardy's awesome. From the I thought we were going old school, with the Sean Connerys. Back when we were kids, David, not with these youngins. Speaking of youngins, she joins us. She's a streamer and
call her
is
out.
finally back in the game. Well, she
That's
calls
not what your mother
herself
said last night, Trebek.
Whoa!
Oh!
Be quiet. I'm pretty sure Nexus's mother is in the chat, so let's not
I
insult.
said your mother.
Oh,
not
my
hers.
mother. Oh, yeah.
She's already insulted your mom.
Yeah.
So.
My mom already hates you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nexus, welcome back to VGB.
I'm here.
Welcome back to Twitch. You've been streaming again.
Yeah, I've been streaming for about a week now already, and roughly skipped several days that I wanted to stream, but
That happens.
I'm super excited to be back. I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight. I started Hollow Knight. I'm just super happy to be
I need
here.
to add you on Steam. I don't know enough people that play Dead by Daylight.
I have like a whole bunch of people that play.
Killer or Survivor?
Survivor. Mainly Survivor. I cannot do Killer to save my life.
I love the Killer.
No pun intended.
I loved Dead by Daylight, and then I found out I could murder people, and I liked it a whole lot more.
That's the first accurate response that you've done with that sound.
You're welcome. I'm making it useful.
That's when Yoshi.
I'm here for a purpose.
Yeah. I love that sound effect. That's Yoshi cringe right there is what that was. Emmaskies also back. How you doing, Emma?
I'm good.
I introduced you twice, but I kind of got cut off the first time, so I'm going back to you.
That's all right. It works.
I had a complaint.
I'm just letting know. What the fuck now?
I had a complaint about you.
Say fuck too much.
I'm pretty much, I get a lot of DMs about the show. People send their critiques all the time, and most of the time, I write it off. We know what we're doing, guys. We've been doing it a long time, but I got an
Where's
Emma
this
complaint
going?
that was actually very valid, and I wanted to bring it up to you and confront you on the show.
Please, by all means.
At the end of each show, typically on the weekend show, we always ask you what your stream schedule is going to be.
And I always say I make my schedule on Sunday.
Yes, and then so the bit of feedback I got was, why don't you just move that planning up a day or something?
Because
so
I don't want to.
because people do kind of, and the complaint came from the perspective of, I actually want to watch the streams, but I just but she doesn't tell us anything on the show. So you think maybe, I know she has a thing about Sundays, but maybe a day early or something.
No, you know why it's Sunday? It's because I don't remember to do it until I'm going to bed and go, oh, fuck, what time do I have to wake up tomorrow? Do I have to wake up for a 1 p.m. stream? What am I doing?
Oh, wait, I haven't planned it all. Hang on, let me do this real
Exactly.
quick. Yeah.
The people want more Emmaskies. The people
Well, then
who
you can follow me on Twitter, which is where I post my stream schedule on Sundays.
Jeez.
It's all a play for her
It's
to get more followers.
It is. It's the whole thing. It's a bait and switch. Thank you so much for the feedback, though. I know that did come from a podcast listener, just one of the people who doesn't watch on Twitch. But I want to let those people know that if you do get the wild hair and want to hang out with us on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights, you can just drop by the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/videogame_bang. You can have your questions answered. Right now, we have a beautiful cast of characters. We have Sir Butcher in the chat, Mainframe GG.
Hey! Yay, mainframe!
They probably saw your hat and were like, we got to stop by, show some love.
Boom.
We have Cassie in the chat. Lost Sheep from our Discord
Yeah,
crew.
it's Casey.
Duck
It
the
says
Dark.
Casey, but okay.
Yeah! And of course, Nexus's mom. So thank you guys all so much for supporting the show in person.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You said if you get the wild hair, is that like you have to catch this wild rabbit?
No.
Is it like a prize? You catch the rabbit, you can listen to the show on Twitch.
I come from. I grew up in Rio Linda, so maybe some of my terminology. But when something exciting was going to happen, or you do something out of the ordinary, they would say you grew wild hair up your ass. Like,
Since when is Rio Linda in the Midwest?
have you not been to?
No. Have you never been to Rio Linda? Because it honestly is. You go through Rio Linda, and it's like going through like Midwest, like South. And it's like, wait.
It's actual farm country. You're permitted to have ostriches and llamas. Like, my neighbors had horses. Like,
Fair
Legit.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Legit, like, and everybody talks like that. Like, that's
like
not
Wheatland.
exaggeration.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's
You
like
guys-
Wheatland.
You guys, nobody in here has
Get it
heard
work.
get a wild hair up your ass?
No.
All right.
No, because we're normal people.
I've heard hair of a dog. Like,
But
not wild hair up your ass.
Anyway. Oh, okay, we're gonna do that.
is telling the news.
Makes me so uncomfortable.
Why? It's many people would be honored to have an artist create a piece of art for a person, but you just are not impressed.
Wait, who's the artist?
Exactly. There was no artist that created
Yeah.
this. You lost me.
Keep saying that word. I don't think it means.
He just needs. We need to check his vocabulary.
Okay.
Perfect
He needs
artist.
He needs to wear the day calendar.
Yeah.
Emma,
Are you at
you
ESL?
guys have already deflated my what little confidence I had. I came into the show a 15, like you guys said, and now you guys have beat me down into about a 4.
So now-
Perfect.
so
That's exactly what we
that's
wanted.
for you, so you don't have to do so much post editing and turning yourself down in the beginning of the show.
Exactly. You're welcome, future Cory.
This one's for you. Ding. I winked. That's what the podcast
Emmaskies,
listeners.
I believe you have some news stories to grace us with.
I do. So this is one that I clearly am happy about because I keep talking about it every time something new comes up. Metro Exodus
Yes.
is not what I'm happy about, but it is launching exclusively on the Epic Store,
This is another
no
one.
longer on Steam.
There's another one.
I'm happy. I'm excited. This is another AAA title.
Another one. And what's cool, what's different about this one is that this was already available for pre-sale
Yeah.
on the Steam. So there's people who'd already laid money down.
And they're still going to get it.
Yeah.
They are still going to get it. They are going to honor all Steam pre-sales, including pre-sale bonuses and DLC content if you got like the gold edition.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the developer's doing that?
Yeah.
When I read it, I was thinking that Epic was doing that.
Well, whichever of them
Either
is
one,
doing
yeah.
it,
No.
you're going to get your
That's-
game if you pay
that's
for
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. There's some outrage online, but I don't know what the outrage is over. Like, Steam is obviously, this is one where they did come out and make a little statement where they were like, they were disappointed because they'd already had pre-sales on it.
Well, maybe if you didn't take, a gazillion dollars from your fucking developers.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're still getting revenue from the pre-sales, right? Like, what's there to complain about? And if customers are getting like weird about this, it's like, well, if you want the game, most people already play Fortnite. Just go to the Epic Store. Like,
Yeah.
what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Yeah, as we talked about on weeks prior, this is kind of like an update story because Epic is going toe-to-toe with the Steam game store by just doing backflips for the developers. Like, this is
Good
a
on them.
developer's heaven because they get a much better revenue split and better options for advertising right
Yeah.
now. What's kind of crazy about this is so there are a lot of angry customers, and what they started doing is review bombing the game already. So if you go to
What?
Steam right now and you look up this game, it's got like a huge monumental influx of
Which
downvotes.
doesn't matter because you can't fucking buy the game there anyway.
They're literally wasting their
Morons.
freaking breath.
Are they so
keystrokes.
against developers getting the money that they
Yes.
deserve? Like,
Yes, because it is a slight inconvenience to them.
No, and here's
There's
the
open
no
another
inconvenience.
application.
in
Exactly.
fact, it's better, Nexie, because on the Epic Store they reduced the price of the game by $10.
well,
So
There's
are
no
they-
reason to be upset.
Is the reason they're upset is that they paid $10 extra for it to get it on Steam?
I don't know if they're getting that money hopefully converted over to the other one. Like, they'll get refunded.
Will they?
Yeah, they have to. Like even when you go to GameStop or whatever and put money down on a game, you can go the day before or even after the game is out and get the money back and say I changed my mind.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so I'll be curious to see if they get that $10 refunded. But at that point, you're like, I know nobody. Like, gamers are notoriously assholes, but like my thought process there would be like, you know what, I paid $10 for these developers to get more money. Like, that's fine.
Yeah,
good for them.
Deep Silver's CEO has come out to kind of address it and like why they did this in the first place, and he straight up said what we were talking about. He said he's crediting the $10 price drop to Epic's generous revenue streams, quote unquote. So
yeah, because they don't have to charge as much for the game because they're not losing as much money on. They're not losing 30% of their revenue to the person hosting it.
That's a significant. I mean, that was going to be the sale price anyways, probably after the game had been out for 6 months. You know, so we just saved some time on it, and it's 100% right. Like, this is a great sign for the future.
Yeah.
If this AAA title can come out and chop their price by $10, which when have we ever seen a company voluntarily?
Right.
You know, do it before launch.
Yeah.
Usually, like, even games that are really shady will come out and they'll collect those 10, you know, and then they'll price drop it the next day.
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76. I can't remember which one it was when I worked at GameStop, but the game came out, it was literally $30 the next day.
That's
Damn.
ridiculous.
But people who bought it the first day are just fucked.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Thanks.
This is a good sign. And then what else is cool is you can't photobomb. You can't review bomb the game on Epic Game Store because Epic Game Store doesn't even let fans review stuff.
Which is fantastic. So do they, I didn't see that part, do they not have reviews yet, or do you have to own the game to review it?
So there's a couple things. Right at this current point, you can't review games on the Epic Game Store.
Okay.
They want to bring it, and it's going to be an opt-in system also for the developer.
Okay.
So the developer can put a game out and be like, I don't want reviews.
Which is fine, because, like, you know how much that gets abused on Steam.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, look how they did it here as a form of protest.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to vote your game down that we can't even buy in this freaking store. Like, it's so petty and dumb.
That was one of the biggest things I remember on Xbox Live. It wasn't until like a year or two ago that they finally implemented a system where you couldn't review it if you didn't own it. Because people do the same thing. Like, before the game even comes out, they'd be giving it 5-star reviews. They're like, this looks so cool. 5-star review.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's like,
or vice versa.
Like, you've not played this fucking game. Like, what? And, like, people complained about it for years. And Xbox Live finally got on it.
That shit happened to the comedian, too. What's her name? Schumer. Amy Schumer put out a Netflix thing, and then she had said something controversial on Twitter, and then like really religious people or really conservative people just bombed the Netflix.
It was all thumbs down.
And it made Netflix even change their review system because they're not like fully percentage based anymore. Like
I know, I hate the new system.
Yeah,
because it used to be 1 to 5 stars, and now it's just thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Which actually really annoys me because everything that pops up on my feed of like, you would like this, it's like a 98% match every time. I'm like, you don't know what that number means.
Exactly.
I think that arbitration in thumbs up, thumbs down means that there's a guy behind the scenes. What?
Go ahead.
No. You want to challenge me?
I said that's not what that word means.
Arbitration? That's where
Arbitration.
you like. It's like mediation. It's like It's like
a legal proceeding.
It's like a legal proceeding.
Oh, it's not when you wrong somebody?
We need to buy you a dictionary.
Are you trying to think arbitrary and make it into like what would it be? It's arbitrary is what he's trying to say. What's
an arbitrary system?
An arbitrary system.
Like he's talking about like they just give you like an arbitrary number of like you'll like this, so we'll tell you it's 98% only.
Right.
I went to Natomas High School.
With one teacher. We
only had one teacher.
He had to walk through the snow, uphill, both ways.
You know what's funny about Netflix's rating system and how everything is a 98% match? I have never in my entire life voted either up, thumbs down, percentage, anything for Netflix. And when I go through something, it's always 98%. So the rating system really doesn't matter.
I think there is an arbitrary system.
There it is.
Behind the scenes that is just there to fail safe against anomalies like this. Like the Schumer thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting an influx of thousands of downvotes in the span of an hour when, it's been out for a while or something, something's afoot. And not let that, did I use that one right, guys?
Yeah.
But like, so
something's at hand.
Right now,
body parts
on the Steam store, there's no way to like discount that.
No.
So it's just always going to be there. Not that they care, given the circumstances.
But Steam wonders why people why developers are leaving them. Like, not only is it money,
Their
but
platform's shit and they don't care about developers.
Yeah, the platform is shit. They don't care about developers, and like 90% of their user base are just trash people. Like, why?
That's
Stand by that.
That's a high percentage.
Stand by that.
Yeah.
All right.
One might
It's an
call them
accurate high
one might
percentage.
call them a basket of deplorables because that worked out so well for the last person that said it.
Karma. What's next?
Steam and GameStop.
So keeping
Ooh.
it with game
what
sales
I
and
said.
whatnot, a little game came out this week called Resident Evil 2.
You mean like
Last week? This
15
week?
years
Whenever the
ago
fuck
it came out? What are you talking about?
Whatever.
We talked about Willis.
You're all bad people. Anyway, the Resident Evil 2 remaster came out.
Yeah. Let me
People are
guess.
apparently very excited about it.
Let me guess. People like it.
People like it.
Yep.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've heard it's almost too gory. Like people who played it when they were kids, and then they go back and they're watching it now or they're playing it now. It's like, holy shit! Like
It looks good.
It looks just way more gory than what they remember, and I don't know if it's because it's in like 4K now, so like now you really see the blood and gore, and back then it was like pixels, or if they like.
I mean, it's still pixels, but
but
But it really looks
you know what I mean, though.
pixels.
Well, back then it was polygons. Like,
Polygons.
Exactly.
Big
To be
fucking
precise, yeah.
polygons. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like blood polygon.
I've had
Now
no
it's like a
interest in
droplet.
this because like I didn't play Resident Evil at all. I played 7 because people wanted me to, and it's like totally disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
I only played 5.
Right, but like I've had
The
no
worst
interest. I didn't
one.
play the franchise, but I've seen like quick, screen whatevers from the game, and like I'll see like somebody streaming it, and I go, I might. That looks kind of fun. That looks like it might be kind of cool.
I've just seen the
I
memes.
might play this game.
I've just seen the memes. I like the one where it's like the big zombie guy and you're Leon and you're walking around the table and it's like
My
my
responsibility.
responsibilities,
Yes.
me wanting to play RE2, and they just keep circling each other.
Yeah, no, that was a classic game. That one was one of the few when I was at that age, I was legitimately scared by that game.
Oh yeah.
When that game came out, I remember the first one kind of being a little creepy, but I played it anyways. Then when I got into the second one, for some reason, just being on those open streets at night, like, it just really freaked me out.
Yeah.
So I couldn't play through it back then. But
That legitimately scares me right now.
I feel like the character models are quite different, though. And I think other people had some problems with the way they...
I mean, they would be. This game came out in what, 98?
Yeah,
We're
but
not working with polygons anymore, people.
yeah, but
Exactly.
the characters that
It's like looking at the Lara Croft from the old games and the Lara Croft from the new games and be like, she doesn't look the same! Because she didn't have a face before.
Okay. I could see that, but I think there's enough box art and things where we have a better idea of what Leon and I'm spacing on the other name, Claire look like.
Never even played it. I know that shit.
I know, me
Claire
too.
Redfield. Get
Claire
on it.
Redfield. Yeah, well, I get thrown off because I actually watched the movies more times than I played the games. So
So he's like, what was Mila Jovovich's name?
yeah,
I just remember her.
yeah, I just remember.
Yeah, I've never seen the movies or played the games.
I tried to binge the movies a while ago. So I downloaded, like, what are there, 17 of them or something?
There's
Yeah.
a bunch
It's like
of
the
them.
man over time.
I think I made it through, like, 5 in a span of a couple days, and I was like, I can't do this. These are really bad.
I got as far
These are
as
really bad.
the desert one.
I didn't make it that far.
I got to
don't
the
think.
desert one, and I really wanted to see what they did with Wentworth Miller as Chris Redfield, but I couldn't get the interest. I'm sorry. I tried, but this game's selling really well. It's got 88 million copies. Yeah. Since 1996, the game has
The whole franchise.
Yeah, the whole-
Everything.
yeah.
It's very important.
Wait. Okay, yeah, as a full franchise, but this one already has 3 million
Yeah, worldwide. This is
in its
sold
first
3 million.
week.
So
Yeah.
it's doing really well. And I guess it's like a good thing people are starting to remember that Resident Evil exists as far as other things. So Netflix is apparently developing a Resident Evil TV series.
Ooh.
Yes.
With Mila Jojovic?
So here's the thing. I was kind of on board with this until I read more into it.
Okay.
So it sounds good. Like a Resident Evil series, I feel like could be good because it seems like it's a good zombie game, good zombie story.
Yeah.
It is being helmed by the same company that made all the movies.
Perfect.
So
All right.
no.
Continuity.
Bad.
Hopefully they learned from their mistakes.
No, they didn't. Because let me find this. What did it say? So this was all like something that came from a reporter. I can say words. A reporter at Deadline who was just like, I am going to tell you these things. I know that these things are happening. You know, this is the exclusive scoop. So he said, no one is commenting, but I hear the plan is for the series to expand the Resident Evil universe and deepen the existing mythology. I hear the series will keep the basic premise, which also served as a setup for the movies. The drama series will explore the dark inner workings of the Umbrella Corporation and the New World Order caused by the outbreak of the T-virus. See, that sounds okay, but it's that... So were the movies. They were also based on this, and look how they turned out.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
This series is going to be basically the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of the Resident Evil. You're going to focus on the Umbrella Corporation and like the inner workings and all that stuff.
And nobody's going to care about it?
And nobody's going to care about it.
I don't know. I still am not clear. Is this a reboot or like a continuation?
It's a continuation. It's like expanding the universe.
Yeah, it sounds like they're saying that it's going to be an extended universe.
Yeah.
So we're not starting back in the original mansion.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll
But
see.
you
I
might
feel like it
be
would do so much better if they just restarted all of it.
Right.
Scrap all of those movies
Days
and
of Future
see what
Past
they can
it.
do now.
And that's what I was like, this could be good. Like, this could be chill. And then they were like, it's the same company that made the movies. And I was like, and I'm out. Because these movies were all terrible. They were all bad.
I don't know. I guess Resident Evil kind of got lost a little bit. Like 5, I think, is pretty well remembered and liked, mainly because of the multiplayer aspects of
Was
it.
5 liked? That was the only Resident Evil game that I played, and it was not good. It was just not good.
It was definitely an action shooter. Like
Yeah.
more, it wasn't like as much of the puzzles, but it was like crisp multiplayer. Like back in that day, like when you wanted to find a game, like that's what we used to do back in the day. I don't know if you kids remember. But it would be just times like, my friend's staying over this weekend. We should go to Blockbuster and find a game for 2 players. And when you'd go,
God.
like, you would go to the, like,
Blockbuster.
you'd be looking at the back of the boxes to see which ones are 2-player. And sometimes they were good ones, sometimes
Yeah.
they're bad ones. So, like, in our day, like, on the PlayStations and stuff like that, and, I mean, this was Xbox 360 when 5 came out, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's one of those. So it's still,
Did
like...
Blockbuster exist when the 360 was around?
Well, think about 360 had a
06?
10-year lifespan.
Oh, no, so it was earlier than that. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, like, fans have been lukewarm on the series, and they're reuniting again, but based off of both these last reboots.
Yeah.
Like, we're remembering how great 1 and 2 were, and I didn't play the last one though. But didn't you, Emma?
Yeah, I played 7.
And what
it's
do you-
the only one that I've played.
And what do you think? Like, that's the newest one, and did you have fun? Are you excited for a next one, or are you?
I mean, it was fine. It was scary. It was gross. But, like, it's not connected. I mean, there, I guess, are Easter eggs, and you can connect it to the other story, but I didn't, I wasn't missing anything by not knowing anything, other than, like, a shot at the end of the emblem, and I was like, oh, I recognize that emblem, and I know what these guys are from. But, I mean, it was fine. The action was a little ridiculous, because they're fucking human. Like, they explained, like, this weird quote-unquote virus thing that they had going on, because it's a whole thing. But, you're running a guy down with a car repeatedly in a garage, and he's just a person.
Yeah.
And he takes a million years to go down. I'm like, what is... And, like, in the beginning of the game, this isn't a spoiler, because at the beginning of the game, you get your hand cut off. Full Skywalker cut off. And then in the next scene, you wake up, and, like, your hand is stapled back on, and it just works like that the whole game. The whole fucking game. It's never addressed. It never hinders you. I'm just like, that's not how nerve endings work.
Yeah.
It
Sure they
doesn't
do.
work like that.
Sure they do.
You haven't watched enough cartoons, because I saw fucking Bugs Bunny do that several times.
So all that to say, like, it's very over the top, which, I mean, it's supposed to be, and it's like it's fine. It's a scary game. It's a well-made scary game, but it's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking.
Would you like to see, like, did they make interesting enough characters, or was the universe you were exposed to in its current state interesting enough for you to want to see a Netflix series based off of that?
Off that game, no. But I don't think that's connected to the larger... I mean, it's connected, but it's not the larger story.
You've seen enough of the movies, though. Would you rather it go to, like, a storytelling model like that, or like that you saw more intimate? Because they can call it Resident Evil, and it could be one... a season could be one instance of something happening. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
do you want it to have the world scale?
I don't think I care.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't think I care.
That's fair.
So, although you did ask if they were doing a reboot, I guess they are looking at doing a reboot of the movie series, too. At the same time.
Too much.
Something else said that, same report said last month the company hired Johannes Roberts to write and direct a potential feature Resident Evil reboot with a new cast.
Of all the franchises,
So why?
to have a cohesive
Right?
cinematic universe,
Why this one?
why is it Resident Evil?
There are so many good games you can make a movie out of that haven't already had 19 chances.
I'm not even limiting it to games. I'm just talking in general.
Well,
Having
this
a
is a general
cohesive
reboot.
cinematic universe, and it's Resident Evil.
Well, what's terrible is their movies barely even connect together. Like in
No.
one, she can control shit with her mind. You know, like she just really goes on a ride. Yeah, it's wild. There was more news too about a Netflix gaming series
And
too,
this
right?
will hopefully be better news, but we got our first, review is the wrong word, but we got our first sort of look into the Witcher series on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, Lauren S. Histrick, whose name I probably just butchered, my apologies, is a producer on The Witcher, also a bunch of other Netflix shows. She's a producer on Daredevil and Defenders and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But, so she tweeted out today, just watched a cut of Witcher with Ben, and the verdict is in. This show is not for 5-year-olds. Really not.
So here's the thing. The Cory take, as I'm calling it.
Sure.
Trademarked. That's a stamp of approval.
That's horrible.
That's the second most accurate time
You get one
that
more.
thing has been used.
So,
one more.
these people are professionals. She is an executive producer or whatever on some very big titles, and nothing goes on her Twitter timeline without kind of the clearance, the go-ahead. So, this is obviously leaked. Not really leaked. And it's more, I think, I see it as them sending a message to us maybe to get some excitement, to make us feel like this is going to be more like a Game of Thrones type of
That's
series.
exactly what I got, too.
From what she said is it's not for kids, and the fact that she's worked on shit like Punisher, which in its own right can get pretty gory. I think this is we're looking at some Game of Thrones. There's going to be some incest.
It might just be a tit.
I don't think it's just...
It might just be a boob.
That's just the first full hour episode. It's just that
It
one.
might just be a tit.
It's one monologue, and it's not even acknowledged.
No, that would be very Game of Thrones. It's this woman is giving this big, powerful speech, but her boobs just hanging out the whole time and it's never addressed. That's Game of Thrones right there.
Yeah, that's good marketing. Something for everybody.
Cory's building it up. It's going to be like Game of Thrones. It's going to be intense. Emma, this is a tit.
I'm just saying, not for 5-year-olds. There's a lot of stuff that's not for 5-year-olds.
That's true. That is true.
So what it sounds like is that because she put hashtag Tales of a Working Mom, so it sounds like she was at work with her kid and watched a cut of it and went, "Oh, you shouldn't be in here."
So you think we're overestimating?
I think it could be a very large range of things. But from what I know of The Witcher, which I will fully admit is not much, Geralt is kind of a man whore, isn't he?
Yeah, sex is a big part of that game.
Yeah, so
conquering
it would make
your
sense.
conquest of women is yeah.
Along with all of the violence, but
sex on a unicorn, they've done all sorts of weird shit. For real. This was all right. What else we got in the news?
Anyway,
Are we gonna skip right past that?
we're just gonna move right on.
You ain't
by
never had
that.
sex on a unicorn? That's the
horrible.
noise that plays when you have
horrible.
sex on a unicorn.
Is that the news?
I am a child.
Good lord.
And then at the end you hear,
Oh my god! Emma, please tell us what's next.
Speaking of things that are for children,
the show is not for 5-year-olds.
Kingdom Hearts came out this week.
Oh, that game is probably... Actually, that game is for 5-year-olds, but it's probably going to be consumed by more 30 and 40 some odds.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
this is 13 years
In the making. Yeah.
from the last
Yeah.
one, and people are losing their fucking minds. I feel like it's been so long since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out that nobody talks about it. Everybody knows it, in their hearts. They're like, I'm waiting, but people don't talk about it. So I didn't know it was a big thing until the last few months.
Yeah.
And I realized everybody in the world plays this fucking game.
This is a big game, and if we're talking about continuity errors, this has a lot.
Well, because there's so many.
What is this? It's Kingdom Hearts what? 3?
3.
Yeah,
But-
there's been 10 or 15 games.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Because there's mobile games,
Yep.
and there's handheld games, and there's console games, and then there's... And the meme is that nobody can explain the story of Kingdom Hearts because nobody understands it.
There's a YouTube video I would just recommend. If you just search like the real story of Kingdom Hearts, the best job of really documenting what happened to the best of anybody's ability. And there's even parts in there where he's like, okay, this is like the most popular part of the internet's opinion, what's accepted, and just kind of breaks it all down in chronological. And then there's actually even a spoof that Video Game Donkey made where it's just complete nonsense for like 10 minutes. So watch them both because it's enlightening.
I think if you get Kingdom Hearts, I think it's 2.8 or something like that. It includes 1, and then 1 and 2, obviously. And then what it does is it takes all of the cutscenes from the side ones, like the handhelds and stuff like that, puts it together so you watch it more as a movie in between the main games. So you can play the games and then see what happened in between, and then play 2, and then see what happened after 2, and then you can play 3. That way you don't have to play all of the side stuff.
Or you could just create a cohesive narrative experience and not fuck your fans over.
This is more this is more so you don't have to play the games. I'm not saying it makes cohesive sense, but
yeah.
I know.
Nexy, have you played any of the Kingdom Hearts, or are you a big Disney person?
No, I am a big Disney person, but I didn't even know Kingdom Hearts existed until last year.
What?
Like, I honestly had no idea that it was a thing until all of the hype for Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know people played it. Like, I just never paid attention to games like that as much.
And now that you see that this exists, do you have interest in going back and playing through any of them, or are you just like, oh, that's kind of cool?
Probably not.
Yeah?
I might eventually at some point, but it just seems so... Like, there's so much to it. I could just do the whole 2.8 thing, but knowing the way that I like to play games, I do like going through all of them in order, and even though it's not going to make any sense, I'm still going to waste my time doing it. And so that's why I don't want to show interest in it. Because I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time.
What's interesting to me is the fact that there's not, like... when I go through Instagram, I hang out with a lot of video gamers, cosplayers, and they're all about the Disney. Like, I don't know how you guys, I'm talking to all you cosplayers, are at Disney every other weekend. It's ridiculous.
Because they all have annual passes,
Well,
and you
they all
follow
live in
a lot
LA.
of people from California, and they're all down in Southern California.
No, but there's NorCal ones too. I'm looking at you, Macy Rose. How do you get to?
Damn.
How do you get to? Yeah, I'll call her out.
Doesn't she have an annual pass?
She does, but she lives in Sacramento, so she travels down there all
It's
the
not
time.
that far of a drive.
It's super far for
It's
a
like-
Disney trip.
It's like
5.5
7 hours.
hours.
It's like seven hours.
Irregardless,
Trying to speak
all
of
these
it.
clearly
5.5
there's a
hours.
lot of love for Disney, and they're not the same people that I hear talking about Kingdom Hearts at all. Like,
No.
so I don't know.
Like,
where,
I love Disney, but I don't like JRPGs.
That's the thing, is there's a cross section.
It's a very specific kind of game.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell.
But from what I hear, in Kingdom Hearts 3, I guess like your ultimate or whatever are Disney rides. So
Really?
Yeah, so like there's one where it's the ship that swings.
That's not at Disneyland.
Maybe it's not a ship. I
Like
don't
the
know.
Viking ship that swings?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
at Six Flags.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is all secondary. Anyway, it takes out enemies and stuff like that, and then there's another one where it's wow. It's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. And
There you go, that's one.
You're in a train and you're just like
Shoot,
surrounding.
motherfuckers.
You're just circling the enemies, and then like you're shooting shit out at them as you like circle them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, people do love this game because it's sold like fucking crazy.
In chat,
I know, because they stole my thunder, because that's what we're about to talk about next.
Damn it, chat.
We're gonna get there.
This is ego.
That's actually why, that's like what I came on here to talk about, and then we got sidetracked with all the other stuff. But it has sold like crazy. This is just for Japan. So only in Japan alone, in 2 days, it sold 610,077 units.
Jeez.
To put that in perspective, Resident Evil 2, in the same time span, because they launched together, sold 252,000 copies.
And the previous story was how gangbusters it's selling. So that is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. So, and that's only physical copies and only in Japan.
Oh my god.
So
That's
that number is going to be crazy.
what are reviews looking like? I'll be honest, I haven't seen many of reviews, so
Metacritic has it at an 88 right now.
That's
like
good.
36 reviews in.
okay.
And then DualShockers, which is the website that I'm on looking at sales, gave it a 9 out of 10.
All right, that's good. I'm glad it's not going to disappoint all those people. This game really needed a nice, chunky, healthy addition to the franchise that's well received, because anytime a franchise waits that long and then puts out something even subpar, you're just basically killing your franchise.
See, Half-Life 3, it can be done. Give us this fucking game.
Epic squeezing their balls hard enough, we're going to get a Half-Life 3 real quick. Gaben's going to start needing
The
that
Steam
money.
exclusive.
That's true.
Yeah, they'll be Steam exclusive, guys, and that's going to be their one thing to try and get everybody back. And then what I hope happens is everybody's like, bitch, it's too late to apologize.
Oh, let's not. Anyway, next story.
I mean, it's true.
Actually-
Like, I'm pissed off. If they release Half-Life 3 because we know they're struggling, that's bullshit. And I think we should boycott the game. What do you think, Emma? Don't you think we should be pissed if they waited till the last minute? If
I
that
just
was
want the game. I just want the goddamn game.
No! No, if that's the panic, you gotta want it, and they have to give it to you for the right reasons.
I don't care. I just want the game. As long as they make it well, I don't care why or how I get it. As long as it's a
Even
well-made
how
game.
scummy Steam is.
I don't care. I want this game. They left us on a cliffhanger like 12 years ago, all right?
And they're dicks for not giving us anything for it. And if they push the magic button out of fear or panic, I say we
I'm just saying, we know they have a story for it. We know it exists. And then it got canned. Just make the game.
hot take. I don't give a shit about that game. Next story.
I don't give a shit about you.
Damn.
Movie news.
Ooh.
We got a bunch of DC movie news this week, which you may or may not give a shit about.
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna let
I
you.
do.
I know you and
I
Webb,
care.
so you guys geek out over this.
Did you? So you looked at the notes. Did you watch the Birds of Prey thing?
I didn't see
I
it.
did. I had to go and I had to look up the videos, not videos, the still images, because the video is just so like boom, 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 boom. You don't really see the characters.
So for those of you that didn't see it, there was a video teaser put out for Birds of Prey. It's like 20 seconds long, and it's like 1 second instant shots of all the characters in the movie, or of a bunch of the characters in the movie at least.
Yeah, it's 1 second, and it's do we know if it's their actual on-set
I don't think it
costumes
is.
or if it's just like thematic?
I think it's probably like early game stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you first meet them, and they're not. Although, however, the costume designer did say that they're not going to do like big flashy costumes,
So
which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So who were some of the ones that stood out for you?
I really like that Harley one.
Harley?
You know, it's loud at first. I wasn't huge on it, and then the more I saw it, I was like, you know what? No, I fucking love this.
And that's
love
Harley.
it.
That's
I love
Harley
it.
though.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Huntress looked good.
The Black Canary was an interesting
Black
one.
Canary, yeah.
I like that look for her. I like the hair. I like
Mm-hmm.
I like how Journey Smollett. I like how she looks.
Yeah.
But I'm just like really excited for a Birds of Prey movie. I want Birds of Prey. I want it.
Cassandra Cain.
She's the one that had a cast on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I'm curious to see what they do with her.
I'm withholding judgment for the most part on like the costumes and stuff, because it's how many, like, we're like over a full year out from the movie.
Right.
It's the
Yeah,
first
it's
thing we've ever seen of it.
Fully just a teaser. But I'm excited of the concept of the movie.
Me too.
I'm less angry at this first look than I was at the Titans first look.
Same. Yes.
Really?
Oh
No,
yeah.
Titans was fucking garbage.
I just kind of watched
Right off the bat.
I watched this little teaser trailer, and now I'm looking at all the costume designs and the characters and stuff like that. But like, still, at the end of the day, this is DC's movie division, and like, this does not look too different than Suicide Squad stuff. Like the way these characters look, kind of like this
No,
whole thing.
Suicide Squad was like had a much brighter color palette. It was much more in your face.
Just ironically, I guess.
I don't know,
Like the marketing for it did, not
Because-
the movie. The marketing for it. Had a
Yeah,
much
the
brighter
market.
color
Oh yeah,
palette.
yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
but this was like you said, this is super early. All you're basically getting are flashes, and these characters are like in studios in front of
Yeah.
lights taking
That's
photos.
why I'm not putting
Yeah.
out like this is gonna suck based on this one. Like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
But at the same time, we're not like, oh, this is gonna be so hype. We're just hyped at. At least me. I don't want to speak for Emma, but I'm hyped at the idea of a Birds of Prey movie. Yeah. And I'm hyped, but at the same time, I'm trying to reserve some judgment because I'm afraid of getting too excited because, like Cory said, it's the DC movie division.
You don't want to get your hopes up.
I don't want to get my hopes up.
Which
I want to go in.
You very obviously should not be getting your hopes
I
up.
want to go in with low expectations so I could be pleasantly surprised.
Low
and
expectations is still too high.
That's
Well, like, it's one of those, like,
valid.
it's
That's
written and
valid.
directed by women, which I'm very excited
yeah,
about.
that's true.
Thank you for that.
Because
Fair enough.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. And
So.
just like, we'll see. I do hope Batgirl makes an appearance because they are gearing up for a Batgirl movie. So I'm hoping maybe they'll cast somebody and quietly slip a cameo in there.
was it Cassandra Batgirl though?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's like,
At that which time?
yeah.
Because was it Cassandra also Robin, or am I thinking somebody else? I thought she was like for super
No,
short.
Stephanie Brown was the female Robin, and Carrie Kelly was, but I don't know if
Carrie
Cassandra
Kelly.
Cain
That's who I'm
was.
thinking of.
Okay.
Never mind. I'm thinking of Carrie
Carrie
Kelly.
Kelly was Robin for a while. Stephanie Brown was Robin for a hot minute.
Right.
But I don't think Cassandra Cain ever was.
So
That's right.
I got a hypothetical for you guys.
Drop it.
And this actually might be a reality. Both of these have a very real chance of happening, but I want to know which one you'd be more excited for. And this falls into the DC universe, but did you guys ever watch, are you familiar with the Batman Beyond series?
Yep, that's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about making a movie out of that too, as their response to Into the Spider-Verse.
So yes, that's I've heard two conflicting news stories within the last week. Both of them make me so excited, but I honestly can't tell you which one is better, because there's one of it being by their animated studio, which we know DC Animated could throw down.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And if
That's
they throw
true.
down in a movie,
And it would be a theatrical release.
yeah, so we're talking, this
Oh, boy.
is something, if they're probably looking at, with foaming mouths what happened with Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So taking a
They're
new
looking
take.
at the Oscar nominations, what they're looking at.
Terry McGinnis is like the original Miles Morales in a way. Like, he was like a new Batman
Ooh.
that wasn't, a popular version of Batman that wasn't Bruce Wayne. There's been other Spider-Man who weren't Peter Parker, but everyone's fucking hated him, and they had to like pivot those characters. Miles Morales is a accepted, popular take, just like Terry McGinnis. So they can do the same thing, a young new take. They don't have to tell the parent shooting story anymore. You got this Batman being trained by the old Bruce Wayne, so the old folks have something to cool, and they could do a really cool stylized version. So that's scenario one. Number two, and this has been Kevin Smith campaigning on social media and taking interviews, where he wants to make a Batman Begins movies franchise. Batman Beyond, sorry, with the original Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah, with Michael Keaton being old
as Bruce.
Wayne.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. Is we see a live action? Who's your cast? Who's your cast for Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, of course, hands down. If they if they gave it to someone else, I'm not interested. This would be original, like, continuity, continuing with those old 80s movies.
Although, okay, hang on though. Michael Keaton would be good. Don't knock that. But I'm thinking in terms of, like, in the first episode of Batman Beyond, and I remember this because I just started rewatching it not that long ago. Bruce is like, he is tired. He is grumpy. He's pissed. He's just bitter.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
I don't hate it.
I could see him being a good old bitter Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I feel like he might be a little too old.
Bruce was too old in the cartoon.
No, I
he
know.
needed the suit.
I know.
I just couldn't. There's no actor that can replace that feeling of awesomeness of seeing Michael Keaton back as Bruce Wayne.
That's true though. I think he was probably the best Batman.
I don't know about that. I mean, Kevin Conroy probably.
No, I mean,
Kevin Conroy is funny because he would finally be that's a Batman he would be age appropriate to play.
Holy shit!
Because he's old.
Holy
he's an old
shit.
dude.
Yeah, and he can
And
throw
you get
down
the
in the
original
acting
voice.
too, huh? Because he's done acting gigs.
You get that original voice in there.
Shit, but I don't know. Keaton, just because of the
Okay, who do you see?
Bat dance.
Who do you see as Terry?
That's a very good question.
I want an unknown.
You want an unknown?
I don't want to pull like a West Side Story where they're grabbing like Ansel Elgort out of there because he's what's hot right now.
Yeah.
And no, I want an unknown for Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling when you said Harrison Ford. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about like just dragging big names into movies. Even movies
That's
I don't
true.
even care
That's
about.
valid,
Like
yeah.
it's
Because
just
it becomes more about this is Harrison Ford's movie
Yeah.
instead
That's
of
true.
this is-
That is true. I
Yeah.
see that.
Which I will say is exactly what I said about Will Smith in Suicide Squad when they cast him. I was like, this isn't going to be Deadshot. It's supposed to be Will Smith. He was like the best part of that movie. He single-handedly saved that movie as much as he could.
He didn't woo one time in that movie. And that's why I was there to see it. Yeah. So my initial thought for Terry was, and I can never remember his name, but it's the guy from Supernatural. Not the tall one,
Jensen
but the shorter
Ackles?
one. Yes, but then
He's
I was
in
like,
his 40s.
but then I was like, no, never mind, because I want to reserve him for Red Hood when they make a Red Hood movie.
He's also too old to play Jason Todd.
That's true.
He's like early 40s, late 30s.
Makeup.
I would hope that they would pick
CGI. It's fine.
the kid who plays Spider-Man. What's his name?
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland?
Like
oh,
a Tom Holland's
Oh.
like a dude who's young and enthusiastic.
And acrobatic.
yeah.
Yeah, like someone
Which is
like
like great because they pulled him off. Well, I mean, he was doing other things, but like he used to do Billy Elliot, which is why he's perfect for Spider-Man because he has that background in being a super acrobatic stage production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I saw Tom Holland was on Jimmy Kimmel, and like he was promoting Far From Home, and like he went to go right off stage and like he did like a flip. I'm like, oh, like he could actually do that. Like that's impressive.
Yeah.
Have you
I
seen
was
Billy?
not-
Well, no, Billy Elliot is a very highly acrobatic, dance-oriented
Ooh.
show on Broadway.
Oh,
and
you
he
lost me.
played Billy
So-
Elliot.
You lost me so many times in that sentence.
They're the worst.
Dance centric.
So when I saw like,
Broadway.
I was like, I don't know who this Tom Holland kid is, and I looked at his old credits, and I was like, oh, he's Billy Elliot. He's gonna be great as Spider-Man. He's fine.
So, which one would you rather see? A live action featuring Michael Keaton or DC animated series taking a shot
Animated.
at a copy
Yeah.
of
Just given the track record, animated.
I know, that's the thing. Given the track record, looking at the history, animated, but part of me still wants to see it live action. I want to see how they do the suit.
I feel like with animated though, that's what would kind of pull me in at least to actually care about things like this. I'm not a big DC fan at all. And so to see like an animated movie with all of this going on, I feel like it would be pretty interesting to at least see how they do with that.
I think though part of it's not just like if they're comparing it, if this is their answer to Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse was more than just about like a like Miles Morales' story. It's more than just about like a different Spider-Man story. It was the movie, how they did the movie itself and the animation of it, but not just the animation, but the animation style, the frame rate, just the fact that each Spider person was a different frame rate. Mm-hmm. And how they had to do like just the creativity of it all. So they can't just go, okay, we're gonna make a animated Batman Beyond. Like they have to spice it up a bit.
They have to
give it
step up their
something.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
If they want to compete with it. But that's also why I would love to see that, because it's like because I've seen Spider-Verse. I love that movie so much because of its animation style. And if they were to go head to head with that, what kind of ideas would they be able to pull out?
Yeah.
I think it's a losing effort. Like if that's the goal is to be the next Spider-Verse, like
See, I
Because
kind of
not
don't want them to
necessarily-
do that because that's what happened. That's what screwed them with their DCEU because they were trying so hard to follow up the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's all they're trying to do is play catch up with the MCU. And I'm like, you need to take a step back. And what I want them to take away from Into the Spider-Verse is that a theatrical release animated comic book movie can work.
Yeah.
They don't need to copy it. They don't need to be the same thing. But understand that you can put the money behind that and get a return on your investment.
They don't need to set Spider-Verse as the bar. They need to focus on what they're doing and how they can
Right.
make it the best for their audience.
yeah, you do
Like,
you, DC.
Yeah.
Run your own race, girl.
Is this like is this like Twitch streamers all of a sudden like comparing themselves, being like, oh, I better be like this person and I'm gonna be popular.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to fight that instinct. If you see something that's successful, you try and pick apart on like, what made that a success? How could I apply that to my grind?
And it's such a bummer that that's what fucked DC over. Because
Yeah.
they were trying so hard to play catch up that they started with Justice League.
Yeah.
And that screwed them. Hardcore. It was bad. But speaking of DC movie news, we have some more release
oh my god.
dates.
Oh my god.
We
Hang
got
on.
some release dates today. Are you okay?
Are you
Yeah,
alright?
I think I know where this is going.
Suicide Squad 2
Nope, that's not where
has
I thought
gotten
it
a
was going.
release date.
Okay.
Oh yay! When?
We're going to see that June 4th, 2021.
Wow.
We got about
So
2.5 years.
so there's a lot could happen before
That's a
then.
long break between movies because Suicide Squad came out 2017.
Yeah. At least.
So that's gonna be 4
Yeah.
years between Suicide Squad movies.
I almost
That's
think
quite
that's.
the
Usually
gap.
it's like 2 to 3
Yeah.
for just standard movies
That's
for getting
quite
sequels.
the gap.
I honestly think that is so far away that might just be like a kiss of death. Like I don't.
Right?
I don't think we see that. I think.
And I get it, like, because they're utilizing Harley in Birds of Prey,
Yeah.
so she can't exactly be filming them both at the same time.
Mhm.
And they're not utilizing Jared Leto for the Joker movie.
Look at how
So-
fast it takes to produce movies in high effort. Like, here's kind of a mind blower thing too. Like, movies back in the old days, before there was even like blockbusters. Like, when a movie was out of the theaters, you pretty much just never saw that movie. Like, 'cause before the VCR, like, it just didn't happen.
Right.
And movies stayed out for a long ass time, and they took a lot longer to produce because the technology for editing was so bad. But now when you watch the credits, there's literally hundreds of
Thousands of people.
hundreds of thousands, millions.
of thousands.
There's millions of people working
Trillions of people.
on every project, and they're just
That's
cranking
Googleplex.
these things around so fast. Like, these movies could come out fast, and they're only in the theaters for 3 months before you could buy it on Blu-ray the next day.
Yeah.
Like, so they're just going through content. So 2021, given modern movie making,
That's 30 years. It might as well be a reboot at that point.
yeah, like I just
Yeah.
don't see those actors still like caring that long. Like they're
Well, I
gonna
mean,
be-
they're locked into contracts for X amount of movies.
yeah, they're,
It's still.
a lot could happen in that time. You know, like
Will Smith was like, I got that Bad Boys 3 money. I could break this contract. It's
yeah.
fine.
I mean, I don't know. It feels like that feels so far pushed out.
Yeah, it does.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We also got a release date for the Batman.
That's what I was upset about.
Yeah. That's also 2021. So March 21st, or March 12th, 2021 is when the next Batman movie comes out. And here's the kicker, is that no Batfleck. Which is honestly what I'm upset about.
Wait, why?
Because I think Ben Affleck could do a phenomenal job as Batman, given a good movie. He has had 2...
Anybody, I can do a great Batman
Bad-
given a good movie.
Ooh, no.
You kids get off my lawn.
No. Anyway, no, I think because there's like a couple moments where I look at him in those movies and I'm like, that's Batman, like that right
Yeah.
there, or that's Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
and he could do it if they gave him a good fucking movie.
Here's what I'm upset about. It's not even that. It's not even that deep. It's just pick a lane and stick with it.
Right.
Pick an actor and stick with it. That's Batman.
I think that's exactly
this
what I
is
said
Batman.
when I was texting you. I
Yeah.
was like, just pick a fucking actor and stick with it and have a cohesive universe.
We don't have 40 Captain Americas. We have one. Because we stuck with them. Let's stick with the Batman.
Batman needs to learn from 007. Like, there's constantly 007 movies since the beginning of time, and people who love those movies love every one. And it's like Doctors and Doctor Who. Like,
No,
oh yeah,
every time
Doctors,
they announce a new 007, every time people are pissed.
They
When Daniel Craig
critique
was
it.
announced,
At
he was
first-
too old, he was
at
going to be
first.
bad, it was going to be awful.
at first, but time heals, and like he's not a bad.
No, he's
Bond.
not.
And,
But like people
yeah.
always throw their bitch fit when it's announced.
Yeah,
Doctor,
but yeah, go
Doctor
ahead.
Who is different because that's explained in the story
Yeah,
on
it's
why
kinda-
they
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, but the fans complain and bitch too. Like anytime there's change is tough. People don't like it.
But so this one is going to be about a younger Bruce Wayne or a younger Batman, which is why they can't use Ben Affleck. And
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're not going to tell Death of the Family or Death in the Family, like if that's not the story you're going for when you already hinted at it in the last one and you're going back in time for this movie, I will fucking scream. Death in the Family. Or at least lead up to it. Like start with Dick Grayson's Robin. You have to put Robin in these fucking movies. You got to put Robin because right now I feel like I'm gonna get mad about this. Right now I feel like Robin to the general public is very much a joke.
He is.
But like he's not. But the general public sees him as like, ooh, the boy wonder. Who like wears these little
briefs.
booty shorts and little briefs. Doesn't have any pants on and just this little kid is just swinging around after Batman. No.
No.
We need to start telling like the actual dark Robin stories. And if they hadn't hinted at it in the last movie, like I wouldn't be so upset about it. But they had Robin's suit in there
With the graffiti all over it, right?
with Joker's graffiti over it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying, Ruben, too. Like you at least lead up to it. Start with Dick Grayson and work your way up.
Not to mention, we've already had the young Batman story. Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Like, we know that story.
So we need older than that, but younger than Batfleck.
That's what we're getting.
You know what? No, we have Gotham. We have young Batman. We have Gotham.
No. I rebuke that. F Gotham.
So
That's the
we need
dumbest thing ever.
Older than David Mazouz, older than Christian Bale, younger than Batfleck.
Older than Christian Bale in Batman Begins.
You know what's
There's
wild?
a sweet spot in there.
You're talking about like Robin being a joke, but I kind of don't understand why that still is because
It's because of the design.
he's a badass in Titans, right? Like
Yes.
all the Teen Titans, he's like
yeah,
he's
but
like
the
the
general
man.
public doesn't
yeah,
know about Teen Titans.
The general public's not going to get DC Universe Online.
I mean,
That's the key.
Yeah.
and he wasn't so awful in that run of Batman movies with.
Yes, he was. You mean Chris? What's his face?
Chris O'Donnell.
O'Donnell.
Yeah,
That was horrible.
I mean those movies were bad though, but he wasn't a
movies are bad,
joke.
but he was a bad Robin.
Yeah, he wasn't a joke, or they didn't put him in little tiny shorts and
He
stuff.
did that
he
cool
was,
thing when he was doing laundry.
He
and
was-
he folded it.
Oh, you're right. That's so not a joke.
He was supposed
Yeah,
to be
motorcycle.
like the young. I don't know. Yeah.
That's why Superman
They
works
didn't
alone.
do it right. They did not do it right.
Yeah.
As long as they don't go with my favorite comic book of all time, which they should not do, which
What?
is All-Star Batman and Robin Boy Wonder. Don't make that movie. People will not like it.
Yikes.
It's time to put the show on ice.
Best Mr. Freeze ever.
Yeah,
Don't at me.
Bad.
He gets
That
it.
was bad.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Video Game Bang. Thank you, of course, to our beautiful sponsors, Mainframe GG. We're going to go to David Cam so you can see that hat. Look at that fresh hat. Why don't you describe it? That's the spell out? Is it still-
Tell me how it's spelled on that hat, because you can't see it.
MNFRM.
Look at you.
Hey! They
Like a
make
boss.
the sickest of gear, and I can't wait to see what's
Yeah.
coming out in that 2019
I think it's
line.
Letterblock. I think that's the name of the.
Letter block.
Yeah.
I need to cop that. That's gonna be my
Let's
next
go.
cop. Also, our sponsors, Oblivion Comics and Coffee. Come for the comics, stay for the coffee. Sacramento's #1 spot for comics and or coffee. It's a great spot. I love it. I went there and worked last week, and it was fun. Like the atmosphere. You know what's kind of cool about that place is that it's so close to the Capitol, and politicians will sneak out at lunch and make very important deals there.
Yeah.
And I asked LB.
Handshake deals.
I asked LB. No, she confirmed it because I saw some people in suits and I heard like the word lobbying and I heard like a lot of like important words.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, this is considered like a secret meeting spot for government officials and stuff because they could come in here. It's private. You know, it's not. They're not.
Their
gonna
peers aren't going to.
They're not going to be surrounded by the rest of
Yeah.
Congress. You know, in Oblivion. So yeah, it's so stuff happens there. It's popping. It's moving. It's shaking. And also our sponsor Vast GG.
Got some awesome giveaways going on in Vast GG. You
Well-
look them up, Vast GG on Twitter. Everywhere, actually, Vast GG.
And
Twitch, we're doing some Twitch streams.
You're all over their Discord too.
Yeah,
So if you
all in
wanna
the
go,
Discord.
If you want to go hang out with David Webb on a random weekday,
Can't
you can
relate.
you can hang out.
Can't relate. On that Discord.
Yeah. Emma hates Discord. I
I
don't know
don't know
why.
why you
I don't
hate
understand her
Discord.
distaste for Discord.
It's-
Do you
I
like
don't know.
Discord, Nexie?
Yeah.
See, Nexus. Why don't you plug your stuff? Where can people watch your streams and what
All
times?
right. You guys can check out my streams at twitch.tv/nexuswashere_. I try to stream 5 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday at 8 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, like
a lot.
Twice a day.
Yep. 4 hours each. Basically a 40-hour work week for me.
You took that break and then you've come back and you're streaming a lot more. How were the fans? Like, did they come back immediately? Are they trickling back
Yeah,
in? How's it
like,
going? Because I was in your
it's-
stream and it was banging.
Yeah, there was a lot of like people coming in and being very supportive of my comeback stream, even though it started a little bit rocky. I was trying to play Minish Cap, nothing worked, and then finally like an hour in, I started playing Hollow Knight, and a lot of people loved it, and I felt so I was feeling iffy about coming back to streaming for a while, but once I was finally back, I was like, this is why I love doing this.
Yeah.
'Cause so many people that are so supportive. It's fantastic. So yeah.
All right. And, on the contrast, Emmaskies, your fan base seems to hate you because they make you play games like Dark Souls. But what's your
Never again.
stream schedule looking like?
I'll be on tomorrow at 6 p.m. playing some Halo, and I will be on with Dead or Alive 2 on Friday at 1 p.m.
Oh,
We're
so
running through the series, so
Yeah.
we did one last week.
how do you run through the series on a fighting game?
You just
Play the
fight.
story.
There's a story?
You know what? That's exactly what I
Story?
said. So here's the thing. I put in Dead or Alive 2. So Dead or Alive 1 doesn't have one because it was just like an arcade fighter. But Dead or Alive 2 is when the story starts, and like you put it in, the cutscene for the game starts, like there's a whole story mode, and I was like sitting there, I'm like, I fucking told y'all! I told y'all! I told you there's a story in this game. Nobody believed me. Here it is. We're gonna play it right now. We're gonna do this.
What's the story? Give us a synopsis.
Yeah, please give us a synopsis. And when does
It's really weird.
volleyball get in?
So the hard thing with Dead or Alive's story is that no, they actually do fit that into the story.
It
It's
is?
weird. It's
Yeah,
weird.
they go.
Apparently,
They all go on vacation and they just play volleyball on
like
the beach.
in the game,
Yeah.
in the volleyball games, they like tie it in. It's
I pulled
very
that out of my
weird.
ass.
Explain like I'm 5, please.
So the hard thing with Dead or Alive's story is that up until 5, you play each individual story. So you don't like start a campaign and goes through the whole story. You click the character you want to play. So I want to play Kasumi, and the story mode, quote unquote, is a 7-round fight. 7 fights and then the boss. But there's cutscenes with all of them in between.
Oh, it's like
in between each round?
Yes.
It's like Street Fighter.
Well, Street Fighter. Oh, the new one.
The new one, yeah.
The new ones did a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they build on each other, and they build throughout the games. And then like there's some like Ayane and Helena, where like when you play Helena's story mode, you get her side of their fight, and they fight in one of the rounds. But then when you play Ayane's and you see her side of it, so you have both sections of their story and what happened. And there's no like one overall story that's very easy to condense and be like, this is what it is.
All right.
It's a much longer conversation.
It's all perspective.
Yeah,
That's what it
and,
is.
and then when you get to 5 is when they changed it, and you just play a campaign where it switches people to people to people, which I actually was not a huge fan of.
David Webb, when are you going to start the streams back up, man? The world's been waiting.
I'm probably gonna start either the end of February or March after I move and get my setup back to normal. It's kind of dismantled right now.
You going to trick it out with the lights and all sorts of crazy stuff?
Yeah, I definitely want to get new lights. I might actually have to get new lights in my new place because where I'm at now I have track lighting, but
Yeah.
in my new place I don't think I'm gonna have that where my computer's gonna be. So I'm gonna have to get some lights. So yeah, this gonna be cool. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. If you guys want to check out my streams, I've been doing them a little more regularly. It's on twitch.tv/whatsuppizzas. Also been pretty active on the Twitter, What's Up Pizzas. You could follow just the random shit. I've been documenting more of the things I do. I feel like there's a lot of times where I'm just doing weird shit. I'm like, yeah, someone might be interested in this. So I fixed my Zune the other day, cracked it open, and
They
then
said interesting shit. Oh,
I think that's interesting, man.
Sorry, I had to. It was there. I had to take it.
I don't hate it. I'm not gonna knock the hustle, but some people enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and I think I got really sentimental on the last stream because
What? Cory sentimental?
Yeah,
He never
What?
says
That's-
this,
that's-
but it makes him so sentimental.
Crazy.
I usually
would never.
I don't try and identify as as someone who's sentimental, but hear me out. This Zune was old school, man. I love this thing. I had the songs on it. It was bricked, and then I did some research, figured out how to fix it, cracked it open, got it all working, plugged it into the stream, and then we just started going through it and just jamming out to some old tunes. Well, I come across my System of a Down album, my favorite band of all time, song Toxicity.
yeah.
When I was ripping from
Theme
my
song.
it is. When I was
This is my anthem.
ripping the CD into digital form, something went bad. I don't know. My computer had something happen, and at the end of the song, when he says, "When I became son, show my love to man's hearts," hearts, there's like this extra thing that gets added to it. And so I was jammed to that for years.
Yeah.
Always hearing "Into the hearts, into the hearts." Never heard it again. And every time I hear it in the car radio, I play it in my head, that part.
Oh yeah.
Just because it feels natural, like it's part of that song for me. And so when I played this thing and it actually fucking did the skip, I was joking, I was trolling on the show earlier, and I was like, oh man, there's nothing like vintage MP3s. An MP3 from 2006 sounds way much better than the shit you get these days.
Yeah.
But then when that file did that, mind fucking blown, guys. Mind blown. So
I know you typically don't say this, but would you say it was like a love letter to your childhood?
yes! That's exactly what was on my heart! Thank you, David.
I hate it.
Also, wasn't that part of the good part about MP3s is they don't skip? Like,
Yeah,
that was
fucking
like,
point.
you don't have to worry about them skipping because they're digital.
Just let me love things,
I'm
guys.
sorry. Yeah, it's good. It's a love letter to your childhood. It's good. I'm happy for you.
For Nexus, the real David Webb, Emmaskies, my name is Cory. There's going to be a little bit of an after show saying, you've just been banged.